People are asking about Akon. I'm going to give you a little information. The big question is, what's going on with the stories that they're hearing about Akon lighting up Africa? They're saying, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Most people see the lighting of Africa as a good thing. The people are able to do a lot more. Um, it's He's lit up whole villages. It's on the surface. It's a good thing. The problem is how he went about it. Whew. There's two reasons that he was able to get money for the project that he was trying to do. Um, there's three bad things about it. So we're going to go through the two reasons that he was able to get money. One, because the Chinese were willing to give him $1 billion because they want more access to Africa. The $1 billion basically is for, whether it's in the contract or not, the $1 billion is for China to have access to these areas instead of the United States. That's the bottom line. Okay? The other part is part of the whole New World Order agenda thing, which is really not new. But it's basically getting every single person on the planet online and kind of trapped in this electronic digital era where they get hooked on electronics in the wrong way, and at that point they're able to see a bunch of images and whatnot that will basically start influencing them toward the things that white people want black people to see and believe. That's the bottom line. Those are the two reasons that any country outside of black countries would give money to Akon for doing this. Now, the three bad things about that. One is that the first thing it does, well, I know Akon was not meaning for it to say this, but this is what it says. And it's really, really hot out here for me, but I have to risk my life to do this. So you guys ask the questions. I can't really answer everybody individually, so I'm going to just put the videos up to answer the most questions, the most asked questions for everybody at one time. So the number one thing that it says that Akon was not, I'm sure, meaning for it to say, but it says we black people are inferior and are unable to light our villages or come up with a way to light our villages, light our streets, light our homes without white Asians, white Americans, white Britons, white French, white Germans, white whatever. That is the first thing that it says. Now, the second thing, I gotta move this. The second thing that happens is that it says, okay, we will give white Asians access to all of the land, the minerals, the resources, the people, instead of the United States. So instead of this group of white people conquering the continent, we'll allow this group of people to conquer the continent because they're giving more money. Okay? And the third thing that it does, that Akon may also not be aware of. He may not know what happened to the original Asiatic black man, but the Chinese actually over basically conquered the original Asiatic black man and began taking over the continents. And you have all these different groups of white people who tried to basically take over the world and really take over the main golden carrot was the continent of Africa because of the amount of minerals and riches that are up under the land. And this is now the second time that China is being able to conquer the land. And they're doing it in the same exact way, making, black people think that this group of white people is different from this group of white people when they both groups want the same exact thing. All of the white groups want the same exact thing: to conquer the land, take possession of the resources, get control of the resources, and enslave the black people. All of it is exactly the same. And the sad part is, without knowing black history, remember, all of these people that are conquering black people are very, very serious about making sure that their white children, white Asian children, white American children, whatever, are completely immersed in their cultures, whether it's their histories, whether it's real or made up. Whatever the agenda is for that history, they're making sure that their children are required to learn it. Chinese children are required to learn Chinese history, whether it's real or fictitious. They're required. White American children are required to learn white American history, whether it's made up or not. Black people, when it comes to black people teaching black children black history, it becomes a thing where people are saying black people are racist if they only teach, if they're teaching black children black history. And because of that, many artists and black people like Akon do not know that they're actually playing into the same exact things that got black people caught up in the slave trade in the first place. So, I hope that answers you guys' questions. I have been down for a long time, but down or not, I am, as long as I'm still alive, I'm going to try my best to answer you guys' questions. And I'll go through the different entertainers that you guys are asking about and kind of give you an idea of what's really going on with them. Because I know you guys are following these entertainers and you have a lot of questions. My arm looks really big on here because of the way the camera is set up, but it's the only way that I can do it. So it makes me look like I have a little He-Man arm when I actually have little chicken arms. But that's okay. I'm going to try to find a quiet place. I told you guys we can do this anywhere. So I'm going to try and find a quiet place each time that we can go through, and I will answer you guys' questions. I'm not going to tell you who the next celebrity is that we're going to talk about, but you guys are asking me hundreds of questions about this celebrity. So we're going to talk about it. If I'm still here, we're going to deal with some things. Bye.